I mean, it's very simple to understand that if you take a substance that shoots dopamine to your brain to a level that's 4 times more than what cocaine does, when you remove it, sex without that level of dopamine seems very boring in comparison. And once you stop using it, there's a moment in your life where your brain is not able to create its own dopamine for a little while. So everything's boring. That's one comment that I have the most when people are stopping crystal meth. Everything feels flat, nothing brings me joy. And unfortunately, people need to build a tolerance to boredom if they want to be successful in their recovery.
When someone says to me that they could only have sex when they're high, I want to find out, has that always been the case? What was sex like before? Can you imagine what you would enjoy without being high? And are there any preconceived notions that you might have about your sensuality, your attractiveness, that is somehow reducing your shame, that you're using a drug to reduce your shame so you feel less bad about yourself so you can have the kind of sex you want to have? And if that's going on, I think working on where's this shame coming from? Those sorts of things I think just need to be challenged at some point.
The first thing I would do if I wanted to support someone who wants to have sober sex is to have a conversation with this person who's like, when was the last time that they had sober sex? What worked well, what didn't work well? What about masturbation? What kind of porn that they use? I would kind of explore what are their motivations. Often they have to stop sex at least for a while. And then when they feel ready, when they're less triggered with the substance, they can start reintegrating sexuality in their life. And I would also ask them, do they have someone in their life that they're already comfortable having sex with? Will they need to use the apps to find someone? And then we would talk about touch, we would talk about kissing, we would talk about what things they want to do sexually. Do they prefer to be to top, to bottom? Are they not comfortable right now doing anal sex? Do they not know because they've been using crystal meth or other drugs for so long that prevented them from having an erection through the act that they don't even remember what it feels like to have a hard-on while having sex?
The other kind of practical change that people can do is a principle called substitution. Let's say that you know that you use to intensify your sex. Well, you might decide that every now and again, you're gonna have sex in a way that's intense, that doesn't use drugs. And you need to figure out what would that be. Maybe you're into a certain kink, and so it's about planning an event where you're gonna do something that is worked out, some sort of scene you're gonna have that's gonna be exciting and titillating to you and you're gonna be wanting to do, and you're just gonna leave substance use out of it. That can be helpful for people to have options, so they don't feel like they can only ever have sex one particular way and not be able to make a different choice when the mood sets them.
When people get sober and they are trying to recreate the type of sex that they were having while high on Tina, often that's not a successful strategy, and it's gonna just leave everyone very frustrated. So it's almost like they need to learn this whole new other art of having sex and develop different expectations. But you need to know what you want and what you expect. Doing something new will take a moment to adjust, and that's normal, and people have to build a tolerance to things that are not perfect, especially at first, is just the best advice that I could give someone, not just for sober sex, really for anything in life.